Imagine walking to the biggest beauty store in the world. Today, I want to take you with me to explore it and to tell you why this store has everything to do with you and with me. From the moment you walk in, you feel it. The color everywhere, fresh flowers, intense aromas, textures, flavors, beauty in every form tucked into every corner. But it's not just what you see, it's what awakens inside you. As I walk through the aisles, filled with people, with lines, with noise, with life, I thought about the first time I stepped into a Mecca store when I arrived in Australia. And just like today, I instantly loved it. I also thought about all the times I came to one of their stores as a safe place during the hardest moments after migrating. And I realized how much I have changed. How, without noticing, this store has also mirrored my own transformation. Somehow, every section whispered to me about where I began, my fears, my wins. Every time I reinvented myself without knowing if I was doing it right. And maybe that's why I'm showing it to you. Because if you're in a season of change, of searching, of trying to feel like you again, I want you to know something. You're not alone. You've probably heard a quote from The Little Prince. What is essential is invisible to the eye. But what does that have to do with the world's biggest beauty store, with me and with you? Everything starts with essence, the invisible, what you don't see, but deeply feel, what you can't grasp from the mind alone. Your essence, just like your favorite perfume, leaves a mark without speaking. It's what makes you, even in silence. This section of the store has so many options. You'll want to try them all. Maybe it is time to find something new, but be careful. It's easy to get lost in the noise. I once forgot my essence too. I had to make space, unlearn, come back to center, and recreate my own version of myself. Then comes expression. What do I do with who I am? How do I show myself to the world? Where am I speaking from? Am I amplifying my truth or covering it up with makeup and edits? For a long time, I thought expressing myself meant dressing up or putting on makeup to look pretty for others. Gosh, as if looking good could make up for all the things I wasn't saying. But I learned expression isn't about decorating your image to fit in. It's about aligning what you show with what you feel. It's about living your truth and letting yourself be seen. Today, I still get dressed and do my makeup nicely, not to impress anyone, but to remind myself who I am and to show up like this. Honest, real, free. There was a time not too long ago when I only wanted to look perfect, where everything I shared was carefully curated, like the only way to be accepted was to never mess up. But you know what? Chasing perfection is a race with no finish line. From perfection, there's no real connection. And without connection, there is no growth. When I wanted to be perfect, I wasn't being honest, or real, or free, or happy. My world shrank and it felt incredibly lonely. Then I started meeting my followers in person, and they kept saying, I never imagined your humor, your energy, your personality. They asked me why I never show that side of me online. They said they were walking away with a new version of me and more desire to see my content. And that's when I realized to project, it's not to pretend. It's to show up from a place of truth, because to project with confidence, you first need to believe in yourself. Even if you don't have all the answers yet, believe in yourself, even when your dream sounds wild, too big, too different, even when no one else sees it yet. It's giving yourself permission to bet on you, even if you're scared, even if you don't know the how. This building I'm in today is proof of that. There used to be another store here, the men's department of David Jones, one of the places that shaped my journey. It is across the street from my very first job in Australia. On my lunch breaks, I would come to this building's basement to eat because they had a food hall full of flavors I would have never dared to try anywhere else. It's where I discovered my love for sour gummies and butter chicken. It was my favorite, and then it closed. And it stayed empty for years. And while nothing seemed to happen on the outside, Mecca was working on the inside. and so was I. There was a season when I felt stuck, disconnected from myself, like nothing was really happening. If you've ever felt like this, I want to tell you, you're not alone. On the outside, the building might look empty, but on the inside, everything is transforming. Silently, deeply. Just like this door. Because sometimes, to build something truly meaningful, you have to clear out what no longer fits. Close all chapters. Let go of past versions of yourself that no longer reflect who you are. And then, slowly, and with love, you begin creating something new. From the root. Today, this is the biggest beauty story in the world. It didn't happen overnight. It took them 28 years to get here. And it happened because someone dared to imagine something different and to build it quietly, with vision, with purpose. And maybe that can be your story too. Maybe you're in pause, or it feels like you're starting from scratch. But what feels like stillness today could be the beginning of something so much bigger. Walking through this door feels like walking through my own story, and maybe a little bit of yours too. Because behind every choice, every corner filled with color, there's a reminder that coming home to yourself can also be beautiful, that chasing your dreams isn't easy or fast, but every step is worth it, and that you can always begin again, with more patience, more truth, more faith in yourself. Today I didn't share this just to show you a story. I shared it to remind you that beauty also lives in the invisible process, in all the things that take time, in everything that blooms on the inside before it ever shines on the outside. So if today you're planting, doubting, or rebuilding yourself, you're exactly where you need to be. And even if it doesn't look like it, you are moving forward.